Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to EB Yoga. Has it been a long day? Are you tired? Bedtime Yoga is just what you need. This class will help relax your mind, stretch out your body, and get you ready for bed. This is a restorative class, so we'll want to gather up as many of our props as we can. You will definitely need one bolster, one blanket, but more blankets if you have them and you want to cover up or you like extra padding. At least 2 blocks, but really 4 blocks would be best if you have them. And your eye pillow. I always like that in my yoga lazy boy. Hint, hint. We'll begin class with a legs up the wall series. So if you like a blanket underneath you anywhere during legs up the wall for support, grab that. Also maybe have 2 blocks handy for some support under your legs and some of the variations we're going to try. So grab your blanket, your 2 blocks, and I'll meet you. Get ready to put your legs up the wall. To come into legs up the wall, I find it easiest to put the side of my hip toward the wall and then roll onto my back as I cartwheel my legs up. However fancy way you want to get your legs up the wall is a-okay. And once you get your legs up the wall, it's up to you how close or far you want to scoot your butt toward the wall. I recommend having some space between your butt and the wall for a few of these stretches. You can always adjust with each pose. So we'll begin with a regular legs up the wall, and that one sometimes I like to be a little bit closer. And then I can let my legs just fall back against the wall and relax. I don't try to keep any control with my feet. I just let my feet kind of flop open. And then check in with your shoulders. See if you can relax them down if you want a pillow or anything under your head. And see what would feel good for your arms. Maybe stretch them out and let them relax. Begin to deepen your breath. Let each inhale get a little longer. And let your exhale be slow and relaxed. And any thoughts or worries that might pop up in your mind, try to bring your attention back to your breath. And as your body and mind start to relax, let your breath grow a little bit deeper. Begin to deepen your breath even more. Let your belly start to fill up with air. Beginning our Dirga Pranayama, or the 3-part belly breath. You might want to take one hand to your belly, one hand to your chest here. And the next time you inhale, fill up your belly, then your lungs, then the top of your chest up to the collarbones. Exhale slowly, empty under your collarbones, then your lungs, and empty your belly last, squeeze your abs. And let the inhale continue, fill up the belly, lungs, to the top of your chest. Exhale slowly, empty under the collarbones, lungs, and the belly last. taking another minute or so of these deep belly breaths, Dirga Pranayama. Take one or two more Dirga breaths. When you're releasing that final breath, squeeze your abs with your exhale. Try to get all the air out. And allow your breath to return to normal. Allow your breath to continue to flow normally for class. Slow, easy breaths. And as I mentioned, if your mind wanders with a thought, try to come back to your breath, back to this relaxed state. For our next legs up the wall variation, you may want your blocks. From our legs straight up the wall, begin to let your legs open up into a big V. So here's where you might want your blocks. They can rest and catch your legs, depending on which height you want them. And then your legs can have a little support there. Or you can do no blocks, just let your legs hang open. You can also adjust how far or close you are to the wall here if it feels like that needs adjusting. And again, with the arms, whatever position would be comfortable for you. Take a few more breaths with your legs wide. And slowly and gently start to bring your legs back together up the wall. Maybe give your feet a few windshield wipers. I feel a little movement in my hip joint there. With your legs straight up the wall, begin to bend your knees, bring them over your belly, and your feet drag down the wall. When your knees are as close to your belly as they can be, your feet are still on the wall, Let your knees open up, Baddha Konasana, and then feel free to adjust as you need. And if you still have your blocks handy here, those might feel nice under your knees. And if you need to adjust closer or further to the wall, always go ahead. In all of these restorative yoga poses, always feel free to fidget if you need to adjust to get comfortable. We don't need to feel frozen in a pose. It's always okay to make yourself comfortable. Take a couple more breaths here. And gently begin to bring your knees back together. And let your feet slide back up the wall. Maybe give them another little shake out. Our next variation is a figure 4, and I definitely recommend scooting further away from the wall for this one. I like to try to have my feet on the wall and my knees pretty much right over my hips, 90 degrees. Then slide your feet back up the wall. Right foot crosses over the left thigh, and your left foot slides down the wall, pushing your right foot closer to you, looking for that stretch in the right outer hip and thigh here, figure 4. Maybe using your right hand to gently open your knee a little bit more. And relax. Take a couple more breaths here. Begin to slide your left foot up the wall, uncross your right. Maybe give the feet a little windshield wiper. And the other side, left foot crosses over the right thigh, right foot slides down the wall. And find that stretch in the left outer hip and thigh. Take another breath here. And slide your right foot up the wall, uncross your left, little wipers with the feet. And then begin to bend your knees, walk your feet down the wall. Curl your knees in, take a little rock on your lower back. And begin to roll yourself onto one side. And pause on your side for a few deep breaths. Take your time, start to press your body up to sit. Once you come up to sit, take a moment to take a little stretch if you need it. And then we need to gather up all of our props. At least your 2 blocks, but here's where you might want 4. You might want your blanket here. You can sit on it if you want, or you may need it for a level of proppage here. So we're going to take a couple forward folds. So with your bolster right in front of you, legs straddle around the bolster. If you want your legs closer together in your forward fold, you can lift up your bolster, put your legs closer, or your legs can be super wide as you want them here. But here's where I like my blocks to stack my bolster up so that I can reach it in my forward fold. We're going to lengthen out our spine and fold forward onto our bolster. But we want this to be a comfortable forward fold. We don't want to be like in a painful stretch by any means. So grab your blocks, slide those under your bolster. Now I can fold forward and I could rest here comfortably for a couple minutes, which is what we're going to do. So you don't want the stretch to be so intense that you won't be able to stay there for a couple minutes. I feel a little stretch, but it's comfortable. I could hang out here for a couple minutes. I'm kind of in that place where if I put another layer of blocks here, my bolster would be way too high for me, but my blanket might add just the level of cushion I need. Perfect. So take a moment, decide how many blocks you want to stack up in your forward fold. You can use your blanket here for another little level. You can also fold the blanket to make it different sizes. Make yourself a little pillow. So take a moment and get your props comfortable as you need. Remember to let your feet be a little floppy. Flexing our feet tightens up all of our muscles and we're not getting that relaxation that we're going for. Let your legs be relaxed. And once your forward fold is comfortable, we're going to hang out here for a couple minutes. Again, remember it's always okay to fidget if you need any little adjustment. So set up your forward fold and relax. Take a few more deep breaths in your fold. Begin to reach your hands forward, stretch your arms. And then walk your hands back, press your body up off of your bolster. Take a little stretch if you need. Maybe bring your hands behind you, give your chest a little arch. And then we'll disassemble this pile just a little bit. We're going to do one more forward fold, but with our feet together in our Baddha Konasana. So you may be able to just scoot your pile forward and then bring the soles of your feet together. And then you can see if you need to make your pile taller or shorter. Or with this pose, what I like to do is have my feet a little further away from me. I can stack my blocks up on each side of my feet. Feels a little high today. I might need to adjust. So you can do something like that with your blocks, or you can just put your bolster right on your lap. Especially if you're trying to stack it up super high, you need it up this high, go ahead and do this. Your bolster can also go the long way like how we just had it, something like this. So take a moment, whatever props you need to set up for your Baddha Konasana fold. And then once this forward fold is set up, go ahead, find a comfortable place to relax. Remember to adjust if you need, and feel free to turn your head too. It doesn't always feel good to have our head in one direction for the whole pose. So settle in and relax. Take a couple more breaths in this forward fold. And again, stretch your arms forward, reach your arms. And then start to push into your hands to bring your body up. Set your prop pile aside or push it away from you. Take your hands behind you, feet flat to the floor, and take some windshield wipers. And bring your body back towards center. Our next restorative pose will be a child's pose. So you can leave your bolster and blocks if you still have that set up like that. We're just going to spin it around. So it's the long way down our mat. I like a blanket here under my knees for padding. That's optional, whatever feels better for you. So for child's pose, your knees can be very close together over your bolster, or you can spread your knees wide, and then I can kind of scoop my bolster in a little bit towards my belly, and then I'm really supported as I round over. So up to you how close you want your knees, how far you want your knees. I like just the one layer of blocks under the bolster here, but you might want 2 layers. And if you have another blanket, you might use that for another little pillow in this pose. So take a moment to get your props set up. Lengthen out your spine and let your body just melt over your bolster. See if you can let your shoulders just relax down.
Take a few more breaths in child's pose. Begin to walk your hands forward, reach your arms, and then walk your hands back, press your body up. Maybe take a few circles with your shoulders, take a little stretch.
And it's time for our final pose of this class, our yoga lazy boy, my favorite. So from this sort of setup, I'll leave my blanket right here so I have something to sit on, and I need to prop my bolster up into my lazy boy. So, lazy boy, one block flat, one block tall. And then you just want to make sure that your bolster is supported by both of the blocks. Then you may want your other blocks for support under your knees or your arms, depending on which leg position you'd like. And if you have your eye pillow, go ahead and grab that. Legs in your yoga lazy boy are up to you. I first like to snuggle my lower back up to my bolster and then lie down. And once my upper body feels comfortable, deciding then what to do with my legs. Soles of the feet together, knee open. You might want blocks under your knees. Feet flat, knees bent. Let your knees knock in together. You can always just extend your legs straight out. You can always have these blocks as little arm rests for yourself too. So decide which leg position you would like, and if you need any more support there, if you have a blanket that you'd like to cover up with once you lie down, grab any props you need, get yourself comfortable, and I'll see you in a couple minutes.
Take a few more breaths in your lazy boy. And once again, slowly start to stretch your arms up. If your legs are still open in a butterfly, start to close them, maybe straighten them out. Maybe give your feet a couple windshield wipers. And take your time. You can roll to one side and catch yourself and press up. Or maybe tuck your knees in, reach for behind your knees and pull your body up. Give yourself a little stretch if you need.
Well, I don't know about you, but I think I'm ready for bed. Thank you so much for joining me for class today. I hope you enjoyed this bedtime yoga, and I hope to see you again soon. Namaste.